Good morning, gentlemen. Let's talk today about how Microsoft Copilot 365 works under the hood. The reason I'm making this video is to clarify some misconceptions I often hear. Plus, if you are willing to develop a similar application for your own organization, Microsoft Copilot service is a good solution architecture to follow. To the left, you see we have a user accessing his Teams application using his organization account. You have Copilot service sitting in the middle, acting as the orchestrator. We have Azure OpenAI responsible of generating text. We have Microsoft Graph down below, component used to access your organization data. Following Microsoft subscription service tenant security model. So your organization have its own tenant ID under Microsoft subscription. Your data is only accessible following Microsoft role-based security, plus all the related multi-factor authentication and conditional access there. So the flow of request or how the user prompt goes into the server and comes back to you as an individual working for a certain organization. The user enters the prompt. A Copilot backend service receives that prompt. So you see, the first misconception I hear is that the application talks directly to the LLM. That's the first misconception. No, there is an orchestrator service in the middle, and I will show you why. Second, Copilot, after receiving that prompt, it does its own embedding and then calls Microsoft Graph service, which is the sole component that has access to your organization data, like your OneDrive documents. It can be financial documents. It can be legal documents. Also, your SharePoint documents. All the Teams chat there, plus your emails through Microsoft Exchange. So the reason why Copilot calls that Microsoft Graph component is to augment that prompt, enhance that prompt, making the response that needs to be returned to the Teams app contextually related to you as a user. So, LLM, and coming to the second misconception here, doesn't have direct access to your own organization data. That's the mistake I am often seeing in most applications nowadays trying to do their own chatbots. They are giving the LLM direct access to the data through their ingestion pipeline or so forth. That's risky, guys. You are exposing your organization data to other tenants to other people, regardless of what the organizations, Microsoft or other than Microsoft, tells you that our LLM is secure and blah blah blah. No. You are exposing your organization data to other tenants through simple prompts. Be careful about that. Always let the Copilot augment that prompt, and then the Copilot, which is the orchestrator, sends that augmented prompt to the LLM. That can be Azure OpenAI in our case here. The LLM, remember, is a generative AI. That's its sole responsibility. You give it the prompt, you give it the augmented prompt, and it returns the response in form of text in step number 4, and that text is what the user sees. Following this architecture, or this architecture style, this orchestrator, let me write that in the middle, is very crucial. Always augment that prompt, then send it to the LLM. That's it, guys.